Bespoke luxury, hospitality and brand trust. These are the words that come to mind when we think of India's largest hospitality company, the Indian Hotels. With their eyes set on the vision of 700 hotels by 2030, Indian Hotels has announced the signing of 15 new hotels with the Ambuja Neotia Group that significantly expands its footprint in the east and the northeast. And today I have with me Punit Chhatwal, who's the CEO and MD of Indian Hotels, and the chairman of Ambuja Neotia Group, Harshavardhan Neotia, to talk to us about the contours of the deal, what it means for them and the hospitality industry. Hello, Mr. Chhatwal. Hello, Mr. Neotia. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us. Welcome to ET Now. Mr. Chhatwal, let me come to you first. Now, this time round, you've set your eyes on literally the most uncharted, unexplored, the best kept secret in India, and that is the Northeast. Tell me, what is making you so bullish about the demand from that region, and what is the potential for bespoke luxury travel there?
See, there are three important facts to remember. Firstly, demand is outpacing supply in India in general, and there is hardly any supply in the Northeast. It's absolutely undersupplied market. And as the infrastructure investment is coming into Northeast, it's going to create the ease of access, ease of travel, which will obviously foster more people traveling there, as it is unexplored. People have been to other destinations. Number two, it will improve the businesses in those states. And as a group also, we have gone in a big way in the state of Assam. Have always been, but now even in a bigger way by establishing the Tata Electronics factory. So all in all, demand side looks favorable. We had communicated, not now, but already 2 years ago, that we'll have 25 to 30 hotels in the east and the northeast latest by 2030. So with this contract today, we can increase that guidance to 30 properties. And finally, this is what Taj has always done. Right. I mean, we'll be the first to go to Goa, first to go to Kerala, first to go to Havelock, first to announce Lakshadweep in such a big way. And in this case, it's even more favorable when we have our largest partner now with this deal, whose job is development and investment, and we have to operate, and we have a very good working relationship from the last 5 years based on the success of the other hotels that we have opened. So the question is not why and how, it's like why not, and if not now, then when? Right.
So this is the opportune time for it. Mr. Chhatwal, there are 15 new hotels that will be opening up. Take us through, give us some color on the contours of the deal, the geographies, the hotels, the timelines.
Well, I think the portfolio is going to be very strong both in the state of West Bengal and further in the east. The timeline is obviously, it's not easy to build hotels in India in general, and especially in difficult terrains, it can take up to 5 years. So we expect 4 or 5 of the 15 hotels to open very soon in the next maybe 3 years. And the remainder will follow between 4 to 6, maybe 1 or 2 might even take 7 years to get built. So, but important is with the existing 28 plus the 15, we have now 43 hotels with Ambuja Neotia Group.
Which brings me to my next question, Mr. Neotia. You have an ongoing collaboration with IHCL. Talk to us about this collaboration. It comes close on the heels of the ongoing collaboration for Tree of Life, which now takes the count to 40 odd hotels. Tell us about this partnership.
So Tree of Life is a boutique hospitality brand that was started by an entrepreneur, and we acquired majority stake in that company. And then in one conversation with Mr. Chhatwal, we realized that we could bring in synergies and a lot more momentum to that brand if we were to partner together. So as we talk, 55% of that company is now held by IHCL and the balance by our group. And we have, I think, 19 operating properties and 4 more under immediate opening, means in the next 6 to 12 months. And we are signing almost every quarter something or the other. So IHCL is now driving that, and I think it's quite amazing the response that we are receiving for that. So that's one, where our role is very limited now, except that we will contribute some hotels in the east and the northeast into the Tree of Life portfolio for management. On the other hand, we started our partnership just 5 years ago. Actually, we signed up, of course, 7, 8 years ago, but the first hotel opened up only 5 years back. And since then, we now have 6 operating properties with Taj, and the 7th will open up in 2 months. And then we have a few conversions, which is under renovation just now. So that should, within a year, we should be another 3, so that will be 10 properties, and then so on and so forth. I just want to say that all the lands that we have signed up for are with the company. In many of them, we are already in the final stages of design and planning, and some of them we have just yet to start. So this is a staggered process because regulatory process and etc. takes time. So we are really very excited about this partnership because it's not just that it has made good business sense, it's also the chemistry of relationship, the comfort of working together, and the shared values that our group shares with the Tata Group. So I think that's...
Right. So Mr. Neotia, you mentioned 15 new sites that have been identified. How are they going to be developed? Whether it is going to be a brownfield expansion, a greenfield expansion, a mix of both? How will you go about this?
Yeah, it's a mix of both. I said some of them are conversions of existing properties. Some of them are expansions.
Yeah.
And in most of them, they're greenfield. So they will be new. But the lands have been acquired and the process of getting regulatory approvals is underway.
Right. Also, I want to talk to you about the Ambuja Neotia Group, which is a very prominent corporate house in that region. In fact, you have been operating in the real estate business. So tell us about the fact that what makes that region a good travel, a luxury destination, and why, like Mr. Chhatwal mentioned, is this opportune time for expansion?
Yeah, so I resonate with what Mr. Chhatwal said, is that, you know, it was already had always potential. It was very beautiful. I'm talking about the tourism areas. Of course, business-wise also, there are many large cities like Patna, Calcutta, Siliguri, Guwahati, etc., which are very good for business. But for tourism also, the flora, fauna, biodiversity, the beauty of the mountains have been quite incredible. And since I live in Calcutta, I've traveled that region extensively. So I just used to always think, why are we not getting luxury tourism here? So we attempted. Initially, there was a little hesitation because sometimes you wonder when nobody comes whether there's a market. And then you take that step. God was kind that we were able to attract the right customers. And I think as the infrastructure improves, one of the things that we have discovered is that luxury travel does not like being stuck or stranded or having to travel very long distances by car. The sweet spot is that you should be below 4 hours from an airport. And so as the infrastructure improves, many of these places are getting connected. New airports are also opening, and also the roads are getting much better. So within 4 hours of driving, I think luxury travel is okay. When it comes to 8, 9 hours, it becomes an issue because they just feel that they might need to get back quickly and they would find it difficult to do that. So that's what has given us the confidence to take this forward.
Right. Mr. Chhatwal, 400 hotels in the portfolio and a vision of 700 hotels by 2030. How are you prioritizing growth between management contracts, owned assets, or an asset-light model, which is spoken of more often than not?
Yeah, the focus was very strong because historically we were owner and operator. Okay. So all the Indian hospitality landscape was like that. So we were mainly capital heavy, and whatever management contracts we had were in companies in which we were also a co-promoter, which were either other listed entities like Oriental Hotels or Taj GVK or Banaras Hotels, etc. We changed gears, as you rightly said, 7-8 years ago. But given the kind of positive success that we had in the last 3.5-4 years, and given the fact that we never moved away 100% to the other side. So any projects that come to us which make good business sense, any projects that come to us which help us to enhance our brands and brand presence, because we are in a lot of new businesses, and how we can push them, there we would go capital heavy. And anything that helps in the nation building, like we're opening 2 hotels in Ekta Nagar, Kevadia or Ekta Nagar, where the Statue of Unity is, one Vivanta and one Ginger. They are 100% company owned hotels. Actually, very interestingly, given the success especially of Ginger, Tata Sons has agreed and has invested already to buy a brownfield project at Calcutta Airport, which will open in another 12 to 14 months. So there will be some of that activity as India is in a growth phase. In very high growth phase, your strategies have to adopt. Having said that, the objective would be, or the strategic intent was initially 50-50 balanced portfolio, which we achieved. Now we would like to take it more to 35-65, 35 in favor of capital heavy and 65% of our portfolio to be capital light.
Right. In fact, speaking of high growth phase, of how India is in its high growth phase, and so is IHCL, because right now you're in your high growth expansion phase where perhaps your free cash flow is exceeding your expected capex. You're also debt free. Is investing in your core business going to be your strategy going ahead?
Definitely. What has surprised me is how you found this formula. It's exactly that. If your free cash flow exceeds your capex, is fine. And when you are not in a high growth phase or you have debt, the formula we adopted was that the depreciation should not be exceeded by the new capex. So yes, we did change gears in that form. And it has also driven great results, because in a high growth phase for the country, economy, GDP, your capital heavy gives you the operating leverage, and the capital light helps you to increase your margin. So we've been in that sweet spot for the last 3-4 years now.
Talk to us about the fact that because Indian Hotels is a pioneer, largest player in the hospitality industry, by virtue of that, you're automatically the trailblazer, as you said, into getting into new territories as well. What is in the offing as far as new innovations are concerned then?
Well, a lot is happening in terms of innovations. What has happened, first we have to get them to a stabilized level. And so a lot of food and beverage is getting innovated. We reimagined many of our existing businesses, like our private membership club, the Chambers. We brought in new food and beverage brands like Seven Rivers, like Loya in the Indian cuisine, like Paper Moon. So there is a lot of activity that has happened on that front. The third important thing is that some of these new brands that we did, especially during COVID, Cumin and Ama, we're trying to stabilize them, and we are putting our own money. At that time, we did them 100% capital light. So now we are putting some investments behind that. It's a very limited. How much can you invest in a company-owned villa or an outlet like Cumin by insourcing food and beverage in Ginger? So all the QSR in Ginger properties would be Cumin going forward, and we're spending some money out there. But all in all, we are pleased, and innovation will remain the key, because the customers' needs, preferences, choices are never a constant. They keep evolving, and then we as a service provider need to also evolve with those changing needs and demands.
All right, on that note, Mr. Chhatwal, Mr. Neotia, thank you so much for taking the time out, and all the best to you for foraying into new territories.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.